What's going on? We back once again. Anthony Joshua, Alexander Povetkin breakdown prediction. I'm not saying this is one of my most thorough prediction videos. Really didn't watch much tape on either one of the fighters. Like I say, I'm not the biggest fan of this whole situation as far as the Wilder and thing, but it's a fight worth talking about. It has a lot of implications on the heavyweight division. And if I didn't introduce myself, I'm CJ Goodfella. In the Boxing Clinic and more. And if you don't know, we talk more than boxing. So always go through the playlists. It's we kind of categorize the content that we do drop. And make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. And let me know what you feel in the comment section. Who you believe gonna win this fight? Before or after hearing the video. Now Alexander Povetkin. This won't be my traditional breakdown video, okay? But I'm just gonna kind of just go about how I want to go about this one. Alexander Povetkin is 6'2". He got caught for his performance-enhancing drug usage a couple years ago. He's supposed to fight Wilder, got popped. Supposed to fight Stavern. Stavern got popped for some shit. And then Povetkin got popped. And, since then, he fought a few guys like Robert Hellacious and another little unknown guy. He didn't stop those guys, all right? And as far as I know, when he fought David Price, it was no drug testing. But Eddie Hearn went out his way to make sure it was really, and pay extra money, really thorough drug testing in this fight. And I say that because that has implications. I remember a Russian coach did an interview on Boxing Scene, said Alexander Povetkin did not look the same since he was off of the alleged performance-enhancing drugs whatever he used. All right, but I think he was back on it for David Price, in my opinion. But Anthony Joshua, he ain't look good since fighting Vladimir Klitschko. You got to ask, did Vladimir Klitschko take his confidence or kind of damage him a little bit, make him damage goods? Carlos Takam was a lackluster performance. Joseph Parker was another lackluster performance. And before, that, he was on the up and up. We thought that he had grew up versus Vladimir Klitschko, took it to another level. And since then, he just did the opposite and started to decline. But he's a good fighter for the most part. He wouldn't be champion if he wasn't. Very stiff, and very robotic, but he got a size advantage. I've seen that he slimmed down, so it should be interesting. Does he come in about, 242, 245-ish again? He like being bigger. They're trying to improve his stamina. And, Povetkin is a guy who feints and who got boxing skills. I think he was an Olympic gold medalist, I believe, or whatever he was. He got skills, and it was, rumors going on he got beat up by Daniel Du Bois in sparring, and Anthony Joshua got knocked out by him in sparring and dropped by him in sparring, so he confirmed that. But pretty much Povetkin is dangerous coming on the inside. Come in with a left hook, he dips, he got some feints that he does to get on the inside. And if Povetkin is able to get on the inside and be able to get past Anthony Joshua's length and height and all that, and start hitting Joshua in the jaw, it's going to be very interesting. But the UK ref is going to save Anthony Joshua every time Alexander Povetkin gets on the inside, man. But I think Povetkin, he dips, he feints a lot. He knows that he's at a disadvantage versus most heavyweights with his size and needs to get inside. He knows how to lead off and avoid punishment coming back. But with this drug testing that's going to be on here, it's going to tell a lot about him. Most people thought Canelo Alvarez was going to decline in performance with Triple G, and he looked better and had more stamina, even though Teddy Atlas believes that Canelo still was juicing, which, I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to piss on his parade without valid evidence. Okay, I always give people the benefit of the doubt. But Povetkin does a good job of that. For Joshua, he said he's going to be more of a savage and more reckless in this fight and take more chances. And for him, that might serve him well to take more chances, put Povetkin on the back foot and try to go for it versus Povetkin. For whatever reason, he didn't do that versus Parker. He didn't do it versus Carlos Takam. But I tell you this right here. If, he don't hurt Povetkin early and don't damage and beat up Povetkin early in this fight, the longer this fight goes, I don't care how much weight he put on or how much weight Anthony Joshua loses, he going to get tired. That's the type of fighter he is. Too much muscle on him. Unless he totally turns all that bulky muscle to lean muscle, which is very hard to do with one training camp, and consistently fights at that type of weight, Povetkin's going to try to have some success down the stretch of that fight and possibly knock out Anthony Joshua. Do I see any knockouts and knockdowns coming into this fight? Possibly so. I'm not going to predict any of that. But I do think Anthony Joshua has a massive size advantage as far as a little bit of height advantage. He's about 4 inches, and a strength advantage as well. You know, and I think Sasha, you know, Alexander Povetkin, has an opportunity to work here, but you can call me a conspiracy brother. I don't think Eddie Hearn, you know, went out his way not to fight Wilder, to have Alexander Povetkin come over here and beat Joshua if he didn't already know that, you know, he was going to have strict drug testing and Povetkin was going to be another scalp on Anthony Joshua's wall. All right, but to get into the particulars and the technical part about this fight, I think Povetkin needs to jab his way on in, man. Joshua was very, very robotic. So once he get to dipping and fading, he pop up with that left hook, you know, keep doing that. You know, maybe jab to Joshua's stomach, bring Joshua guard down, and then start going upstairs. But I want to see Povetkin work the body, get on the inside, you know, use the jab, work the body, turn him, lead off with hooks, lead off with straight rights, trying to close the gap. But the referee is going to be a problem. He ain't going to let Povetkin work on the inside like he wants to. So Povetkin is going to have to try to catch him with a right hook or a left hook coming on the inside and get his attention. He's going to have to keep trying to keep pressing Anthony Joshua till Joshua get tired, all right? You know, he's going to have to be the dog that Povetkin is. The dog he was with Vladimir Klitschko and got dropped a few times. But if he show that dog, he's going to have an opportunity to win. Ripping the body. If he rips that body, jabs to that body and bring Joshua guard down and land that, I think it was a big right or left hook he landed versus Price. Excuse my ignorance to that situation right now. I just watched that fight. He can get Joshua like that. You know, Joshua's chin don't move, his head don't move. Povetkin had good target pressure, but Anthony Joshua, you know, need to be behind his jab. You know, try to fight moving side to side. Don't move straight back with his chin up like he does, and try to catch Povetkin coming on the inside. You know, keep his hands home. Don't let the jab to the body and the jab distract him. Use his own jab. And just try to bully Povetkin around. Try to put Povetkin on the back foot. Or try to set traps for Povetkin. But I don't think Anthony Joshua the type of fighter that can set traps like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think he should try to bully Povetkin. Lay on Povetkin. You know, beat Povetkin up like he was fighting Carlos Takam towards the end. How Takam was taking it to him. Take it to Povetkin. Put Povetkin on the back foot. And just dominate Povetkin. Your jab got to be the most utilized weapon you got. And then you start dropping your right hand and left hook on Povetkin and push him back and show him that it's not a little man sport. But if you let Povetkin fight on the front foot the majority of the fight, only the ref can save him. We know the ref will save him in that fight and not let Povetkin work on the inside. So Povetkin definitely has an uphill challenge. I'm going to go ahead and take Anthony Joshua by unanimous decision. And I think it's going to be some controversy, and they might be talking a rematch, all right, between Povetkin and Joshua. You know, I think Povetkin survives the fight. I think he might get dropped. I think Joshua could get dropped. But I think Joshua wins a disputed decision. Maybe unanimous, split decision. But I got Joshua winning. I don't believe that Eddie Hearn will go out his way to get Povetkin instead of Wilder or anybody else if he didn't believe his guy was going to win, if it wasn't set up for his guy to win. That's my opinion. I got Joshua by unanimous decision. It's going to be controversy. I think you might be looking at a rematch as well. But I think Joshua going to do enough, and the ref going to save him enough, and his environment is going to be enough to get the attention versus judges. You know, but we never know. Maybe Joshua's new physique, and maybe he got some new skills, and you know, maybe he can ice Alexander Povetkin. I would lean towards Joshua icing Povetkin more than Povetkin icing him. All right, I got Joshua by unanimous decision. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. And I'm going to chop it up about this fight a little bit of this week. It's going to be on the Zone United States. The Zone is free. They did minimum promotion on Facebook and, you know, little things like that. I'll be streaming this fight as well. But I'm not paying for the Zone. I'm just saying that right now. Y'all know where I stand with that BS from Eddie. But I'm going to go ahead and dub Anthony Joshua to win. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the links in the description. I definitely appreciate all the brothers and sisters that support what we're doing over here. And support everybody else that I listen to in the New Media Network and the LDBC. Appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to my brother Colossal Sports TV. Gonna drop knowledge on this as well.